Hey, it's Michael again. I'm going to do a sweep picking lesson from my favourite band, Children of Bodom. And they have an old song called Silent Night, Bodom Night, which I guess I'm going to call my Christmas video for this year. Now, I practiced this way long ago when I first bought this guitar in 2009, and the Floyd Roses nearly had it now. It needs a bit of TLC now. But it's a great exercise for really crazy fast alternate picking and some sweep picking too. Alright, so here's the first little bit. So I'll call out the frets here for you. In the pedal point bit, the notes I was playing was 15, 17 and 19. So that's your first passage, and then you've immediately, without break, got to go into the C minor arpeggio. So you're going from the G string all the way to the top of the arpeggio. Then this arpeggio is 16 on the G, 17 on the B, 15 and 19 on the high E. And what we're going to do is sweep across the strings, hammer and pull off on that 19, and come back as far as the B string. Now the tricky part here is we're going to go into that D major arpeggio, but you've got to keep the momentum going with the sweep direction coming back the way, and then get the first finger over here to 14 on the G string to start the D major arpeggio, and you'll actually be playing that with an up pick before you ascend. So the D major, 14 on the G, 15 on the B, 14 on the high E, and 17. And you've got this double hammer-on bit at the top of that arpeggio. And then 15 and slide off. Now this might take a while, or you might find it easy if you're used to this sort of music, but the real key, I think, to getting that is keeping the momentum going with your pick and your arm, never stopping or hesitating while you're coming down the E minor arpeggio into the D major arpeggio. And I'm going to mention just a little bit more advice here before I just get on with the lesson. So a lot of people sweep pick with their wrist usually, and I used to do it always that way. Now I found over the years, if you bring the movement in from your arm a bit more, I think you get a bit more speed potential that way, okay? Now, there's loads of famous guys way better than me who are just all wristy, but that's just an observation that you can keep in mind. Have a look at your arm to see that it's helping you travel this way or that way when you're sweeping. Okay, you see what I mean there? You can do it all with the wrist. Like that, but I think it limits your speed maybe a little bit. Just my opinion there. Okay, let's get on with things. Okay, next time around, you do the same pedal point lick on the high E string, but then you're going to a different arpeggio. It'll be a C major to a D major. Okay, so on the C major, you're just doing the same idea you did for E minor before. And then your momentum will carry on into the D major, and it's exactly the same. Okay, so try and work on those bits. It's actually really hard to slow this down after forcing myself to play it fast. Okay, so that's the first bit to get down. Okay, next bit, you're going to do that pedal point lick again, but it actually maybe gets a bit easier because you get a little break before the fast bursts of scale runs that you're going to get here. So I'll show you what I mean. do the same pedal point lick, but you're going to play less zeros at the end, basically. You get one long zero before you do this scale run. Okay, so the scale run is 17, 19, 20 on the B string, 117 on the high E before you come back to 20, and then on the high E string, 17, 19, 17, 19, 17, and then 20, 19, 20 on the B. And it's got a triplet feel there. Now, I'm going to show you what I do here. When I do this kind of string changing, like a 3-note per string thing, I'll go down, up, down, and I'll usually do a little bit of economy picking there, or sweeping if you will, to get to the next string. It's just something that I learned years ago, and it's just easier for me. But Alexi was like an alternate picking machine. And as far as I know from watching him play, because I idolized his guitar playing, like I think he did all this with alternate picking. So I don't think Alexi economy picked much. He like either sweeped or alternated when he was crossing strings. So you can choose which way you do it. I can't alternate pick it that fast. Okay, on we go. Back to the pedal point lick. These are just like very traditional E minor scale runs. So symmetrical thing here, 17, 19, 20 on the two highest strings. Then 19, 20, 22. And I just put a wee slide in to go up to 24 there. So you need 24 frets. Sorry to ruin things if you don't have that. Give it some vibrato if you can. Okay, this section again. Okay, the next section, it's like a key change, just like in a good old pop song. So we go up a whole step, like from E minor to F sharp minor. Now, you got to stretch the fingers a bit here. It's really cool. So first finger on 14, second finger on 17, third finger on 19, and pinky on 21. So we're like Alan Holdsworth stuff here. Okay, so I've called out the frets for you there. The last thing you do is with finger 1 and 2, you're going to do 17 to 14. You get a little break again before the next sweep. Now, it's just the same thing from before, but a step up. So you'll be playing an F sharp minor arpeggio to an E major. Okay, so just add 2 frets to everything from before. With a slide off. Next time you do it, it's the same again. Everything just moves a whole step up. Okay, so for the finale, it goes back to some of the original ideas, and you do get that important break before the sweep picking. Right there. Then one more idea, it's just a scale run to finish everything off. That end idea, very symmetrical. 20, 19, 17 on the highest 2 strings. 19, 17, 15. And then on the root note of E, 17 on the B string. And I think there's probably a dive there, but if I do dives on this, it's pretty much had it, so a string might pop out, so I don't want to do that. Cap it all slowly. Alright, so I think that's a good picking piece. Real great for your development. Lots of different techniques going on. So I hope you enjoyed that. See you again soon.